What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's Ian K, where today I'm over at Church's Chicken to take a look at their all-new fish sandwich, now available for a limited time only. That's right, and as you already know, it's their fish fry sandwich, so stay tuned because it's up next.
Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
All right, now this is my first time trying a fish sandwich over here at Church's Chicken because naturally they specialize in chicken, but because this is the season of Lent 2022, we've got a new entry on the menu for a limited time only, and that of course is gonna be their fish fry sandwich. And as you guys can see here, it is looking pretty nice. It's filling out that standard bun pretty nicely, and I have to say that crispy goodness right there in the middle is looking pretty awesome. Let's break this one down. All right, so starting us off, it looks like we've got their familiar brioche-style bun that they use for their chicken sandwiches, and it's very nicely toasted as well. And as we pan down, you're going to see the main star of the show. Seasoned whitefish is what this is, guys. A pretty nice-sized fillet that's panko-crusted and fried to a crispy golden brown. It's definitely looking pretty awesome. On the bottom, we have the other half of the toasted bun, but as we veer off to the right, you're going to notice this thankfully comes with 2 packets of Heinz tartar sauce. I was a little concerned about having some form of tartar sauce on this, so naturally, of course, I'm going to lace this one with this tartar sauce goodness before we get started. But guys, here you go. Let's not waste any more time on this one. Let's give it a shot. It's the all-new fish fry sandwich here at Church's Chicken. Let's peep out this flavor. And peep this out, we most definitely shall. And if you were wondering why this didn't have tartar sauce on initially when I showed you those close-ups, is because that's exactly what I was faced with when I opened this up for the first time. But thankfully, I put it on myself, as you guys saw, and we're perfectly suited up for battle right now. So without further ado, one last time before we go into it, it's the all-new fish fry sandwich. My first time having fish over here at Church's Chicken. Let's give it a shot. Sweetness of that tartar sauce. Well, it's the Heinz brand, so I was expecting some sugar in there for sure, and it's definitely an elevated type of sauce on this one here, guys. But you know what? I gotta say, it's having a little trouble masking the overall dryness that I'm getting from the fish itself here. Aside from the toasted bun, it is a little on the dry side still, but I'm definitely digging the mouthfeel of that panko crispy goodness on this one. And the size of the fillet is pretty decent so far. Let's keep going in, but you know what? You wanna make sure you have a drink handy for this one, just in case. Let's keep going in. You know what really caught my eye and definitely piqued my interest with this one is the fact that they're using whitefish over here at Church's. You never really see that. In fact, I don't know any other fast food chain that offers whitefish like this, but at the same time, I'm getting more of a fish stick vibe from this overall, and I guess you'd kind of expect that from this type of thing, but at the same time, the flavor is fairly decent, even though it's a little on the dry side. I'm thankful for the tartar sauce that we have on here, even though it is a little on the sweet side. Yeah, this whitefish fillet is definitely on the flaky side, even though it's a little on the dry side at the same time. And I guess that's the careful balance when you're frying fish, because you don't want it overly fried, because when you do that, I think it's going to dry it out slightly. But at the same time, the tartar sauce that I'm getting with this is absolutely adding some moisture on top of the light sweetness that I'm getting. And scratch that, elevated sweetness on top of that. It's still pretty tasty overall. Let's go for another couple of bites on this one. Hang on. You know, as I'm getting further into this right now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about that spicy flounder fish sandwich that I checked out from Popeyes recently. That had a nice amount of flavor, and the price point was only 50 cents more than this particular one. At $3.99 for this, I think it's a little expensive for what I'm getting here, especially since I had to put on my own tartar sauce at the same time. But still, aside from that spicy flounder fish sandwich over at Popeyes, those of you who are really down with the filet of fish over at McDonald's, I don't think you guys have too much to worry about when it comes to competition for that sandwich, because even though this kind of looks a little similar to me, because of the way the patty is kind of square, you think the main standout with this would actually be the panko breading. And technically, it should really stand out, but it feels a little bit more on the generic side, I gotta be honest, but still pretty decent for the flavor. I just wish it was just a little bit juicier, even though the flakiness is there. The fact that I had that sweet tartar sauce from Heinz on this is really doing its best to elevate the flavor and add that extra moisture. And that's unfortunate because I think they could have done something a little bit more with this one to make it feel just a little bit special, aside from having a price point which is similar to the other guys, even though a little bit up there in terms of the cost, especially for what I've got here right now. Alright, so let's go for one more bite on this one before I wrap up this review with the rating coming up next. But guys, I'm glad to have given this one a shot because as the season of Lent is heating up, naturally everyone is bringing back their fish sandwiches. It's nice to try something a little different over at Church's. I just think the execution could have been just a little bit better on it. One more bite and we'll close it out. Hang on. Well, it's definitely got the flakiness and it absolutely fills out the bun nicely, guys, but the overall flavor of this one, even though it is whitefish, something completely different for me to try, this really doesn't feel anything above and beyond just a regular fish fillet type of sandwich, more of like the generic style. But still, with that tartar sauce being added to this one, my only downside with that is naturally the sweetness is taking it up just a bit. The overall package is a little on the dry side, as you've heard me say throughout the review, but still, nice to have another option out there for sure.
Church's, bringing that down home flavor.
Yeah, just an okay outing with this one today, guys. And being that Churches does specialize in chicken naturally, they do that very well. Of course, you can take a look at that playlist jumping up on your screen here right now for proof of all the reviews I've done over the years, including their awesome chicken sandwiches. This particular option is definitely a little bit more on the lackluster side, in my personal opinion. It could have been so much better for what it is. But again, being whitefish, that was the main reason I wanted to give this a go, because that's definitely something different. So while I think the execution could have been just a little bit better, it is what it is. So with that said, I'm gonna have to give this all-new fish fry sandwich over here at Churches just an okay 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely above average, but keep in mind you definitely want to have a drink with you just in case, because it's a little bit hard to take down even with that tartar sauce on there, which again is a little bit on the elevated sweetness side. I would have loved to have seen something specially made for it, not just a generic packet naturally. But at $3.99, there are some better options out there for sure. But if you do have a Churches in the area, it is worth giving a try, at least once, just to check it out. Because guys, whitefish, where else do you really see that, right? Alright, do me a quick favor. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what your overall thought is on this particular one based upon my review. I mean, did this look pretty appetizing for you? Was it worth $3.99? And if you've got Churches in the area, are you going to be giving this one a shot? Drop those comments down below. Definitely let me know. And with that, this is ENK closing out another high-quality foodie feature for you here on Peep This Out Reviews, bringing you brand new content every single week here on my channel. So why stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Yeah, a little bit of a no bueno situation in this one today, Churches, but at the same time, I'm definitely looking forward to whatever else you've got coming up, especially in the realm of chicken, which of course, like I said, you do extremely well. Alright guys, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for checking out another one of my reviews. But just in case you didn't see the one before this one, you can find it right up over here, along with what I think YouTube's gonna recommend for you to check out as well. As always, I think you'll find something to like in both of them, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. See ya.